snack at night time. They never forget this, the previous work in the club. So, because of a strong criticism of international community in Japan, because according to the research, Japan is the #1 in Asia as we call it sex commodity, something like that. In like selling, work in the club. So because of this criticism, Japanese was changed into caregiver and nurses, recruiting caregiver and nurses from other countries, like Philippines and other Asian countries. So they changed the system. So they stopped the recruiting of entertainers. But when they stopped when they closed these entertainer workers in Japan entering in Japan, the situation of the entertainer is getting worse because many Filipinas who really want to come to Japan to work as an entertainer, they have a fake marriage with the Japanese men so that they can come to Japan because many clubs also needs entertainers. Yes, they demand. They are the Filipino entertainers is in demand in the club, so they did this kind of system which is illegal.
Their passports taken away.
The fake marriage is a Japanese man going to the Philippines and then they married with the Filipina in the Philippines so that the Filipina can get visa to come to Japan, and then when they arrive in Japan they work in the club, and then this Japanese man or the club will keep the passport. Sometimes like that. Sometimes keep the passport. Or else the husband, the Japanese man. There is some cases. The situation of the Filipino migrants in Japan, the married migrants it seems similar to the situation of the married migrants in Korea, because there is a similarity of the culture, there is a similarity of the situation in Korea and Japan. That's why this married migrants between Japan and Korea started to have this kind of study each other because they're very, very similar situation. Only I think only the differences is in Korea they can easily get nationality. Even they are a Filipino national citizens, Korean citizens. In Japan, it's impossible for Filipinos to get Japanese nationality if you are not master of 300 to 500 kanji, or if you cannot read the newspaper. So there is a criteria in Japan. You should learn.
Okay, ability of writing.
Yes, ability in writing and reading and communication in Japanese. But in Korea, I think it's not so like that. It's easy.
Sorry, June. There is probably one issue that Jalisa might be very interested in regard to the marriage migrant issue in Japan as well as in Korea. Because the issue of marriage and divorce, for example, is a very big issue now here because of the, as Aga said, the proliferation of fake marriages between Japanese and Filipino women. Under the new policy now in the Philippines, it's not easy anymore to get a divorce and then marry again in Japan. Because the difference is Japan has a divorce law, the Philippines has no divorce law. So there are many Filipino women now here in Japan who had been married before to a Japanese and then later on got divorced. And now they would like to marry again, and they are having problems because under the Philippine regulation that is now being strictly implemented, before they can remarry another Japanese, they have to go back to the Philippines, file either an annulment of their marriage in the first husband, or get a court decision for judicial recognition of their divorce. So in that sense, there are many Filipino women now here in Japan who are encountering this problem, and many of them have already lost their visa, or they are soon to lose their visas, so they cannot return to the Philippines to get the annulment and be allowed to marry their current boyfriend, Japanese boyfriend. So that's one legal issue that we would like Jalisa to be involved, because many women have been calling our office asking how they can be helped in order to solve the legal problems that they are facing right now.
There are few lawyers involved in such a case. We have to consult with members next Monday, and in September 29 we have some proposal or reports. I think it is important to deal with legal issues of Filipino in Japan. So we have to make efforts to study. And Japanese government have not ratified the international treaty of migrant workers like this. We will demand the government to ratify it from now. How can we help you?
On in regard to the meeting with, between Jalisa and Cafin and Migrante on September 29, of course, aside from the presentation of Jalisa on what you think would be best to offer the Filipino migrant community here, Cafin and Migrante also would like to present in that meeting a quite comprehensive situationnaire of the Filipino migrants here in Japan. So that we have a common understanding of what the problem is before we can find the correct solution to these problems. Definitely, we agree that a big part of the problem now facing Filipino migrants in Japan involves legal issues, legal matters. That's why we feel and we view the very important role that lawyers' organization like Jalisa have in finding solutions to these problems. Not only of Filipinos, but even migrants from other countries like China, from Korea, from Thailand, Indonesia. The problem actually is the same. They come from different countries, but their legal problems in Japan are almost the same. So that's why Cafin also is trying to reach out with other migrants from other countries so that we can have a stronger unity, so that in the future when we try to demand the Japanese government to make some changes in the laws or regulations of your country governing migrants here in Japan, we can have a stronger voice And if the voices of the lawyers organization like Jalisa will join us, then we can have a much bigger voice together.
Do you have contact with any other lawyers organization?
In Nagoya, for example, we have been in contact with JELF, yes, and